CBS.
The TV fans are taking over. This is Across the Airwaves.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Across the Airways, the podcast dedicated to giving weekly TV show episode reviews along with news and opinions on the television industry. I'm Dan Schmidt, your host, still running on a Smallville high after Friday night, and with me is my co-host and star of a children's television science show.
Hey everybody, it's Nico. This week we'll be discussing more new episodes of Chuck, Castle, Bones, Fringe, Smallville, and Supernatural, same as we do every week.
And before we get things started, first would like to make a shout out to Michael J. Petty, who was our co-host during our live show for the Smallville 200th episode. He did a lot of great work for us with promos and just helping out the night of the broadcast and everything like that, so we want to give him a nice thank you. I also would like to take the time to thank our listeners of this podcast and everyone over at Starkville's House of L, the Smallville podcast, who joined us for our Smallville 200th episode live show. In my opinion, I felt it was a really awesome way for all of us to capitalize on a memorable event for Superman fans everywhere. And I really enjoyed meeting some new people who shared my passion for Smallville. Also, special thanks needs to go to Joe Humrick, co-host on SHU, for supporting our live show. And Joe, if you're listening, it truly meant a lot to Nico and I, along with Michael, for a SHU co-host to take interest in our podcast. But anyhow, we're going to go talk to about a show on a network that's somewhat more stable, ABC, with the Castle episode, Punk'd.
In this week's episode, Castle and Beckett investigate the murder of a young mathematician killed with a 200-year-old bullet. This makes Castle's imaginations go wild, giving out some crazy ideas about a time-traveling killer.
This week's episode actually I watched this show with my family, and it kind of left my house somewhat divided, with my dad and I kind of fascinated by the mystery of a steampunk duel gone wrong. Also, if you're interested in what the term steampunk means, I'm going to put it in the ACC, so you can look up the definition of that term on the website that I'll give you the link to. But basically, my dad and I were fascinated by this mystery of a steampunk duel gone wrong. But the rest of my family really felt like this episode kind of went all over the place, where there was just way too much happening with characters, the mystery, and everything. But regardless of kind of what my family or other people thought of this episode, Castle emerging himself in the world of steampunk was highly entertaining. So far, this show has been great, but I'm kind of nervous and wondering if leaving out the aspect of Castle's ex-wife is going to lead for trouble for the writers and the Beckett Castle romance down the road. So with those questions, I'm going to hand things over to you, Nico.
Yeah, I have to agree that Castle immersing himself in the world of steampunk was highly entertaining this week. It's no secret that I love Nathan Fillion's acting, and he shined bright during the Beckett and Castle visit to the steampunk bar,
yes,
as you said, and it really gave the location that strong sense of wonder you were talking about. I totally felt that too. Now, I've not gotten caught up in the steampunk movement, being a nerd/geek that I am, and my fascination with the past and the future makes me think that I could very easily find myself drawn to that culture. As for the new boyfriend that you were just talking about, I don't actually think that he is a new boyfriend.
Okay.
I thought maybe her brother. I don't know if we know if she has a brother or not, but it seems like they were way too familiar to be new lovers. And the way he said, "What, Kate hasn't told you about me?" And how he knew all about Castle and the other detectives. Like,
so you
they've known
think
each
she's
other.
Just teasing him? Like she
has
been known to do? Okay.
I think she left out their relationship status when he showed up just to make them wonder, and especially to make Castle wonder. And the things that I said, it makes him seem like they've known each other for a long time and he knows all about her work. That's not something you tell a brand new boyfriend. I think brother makes more sense in this situation, or an old friend, but I think the brother would be an easier sell for us.
Well, it would be funny, too.
Now, the actor they use, isn't that the guy from Star?
I don't think so.
No, I thought it might be, or was that the guy who played the first boyfriend?
The guy that played the first boyfriend, Deming, back in season 2, was Anders from Battlestar Galactica.
That's what I'm thinking. The guy they use now had a similar look.
Yes, he does look similar. I did think of that, too.
Okay. My last point was going to be kind of a big actor to play the brother, but it's not the same guy that was the first boyfriend, which made sense. Okay, so, yeah. Now, going back to the mystery, this week's mystery was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
We thought it might be the duel that killed the victim, but really it was the son of one of his investors, who we probably would have thought of originally, but they took us away from that by showing him to us so early in the episode, and then him having such a great alibi. Also, this led to a hilarious scene where Castle was shooting the old dueling pistol, and the officer next to him kept getting mad at how terrible his aim was, and the different contraptions they made to try and make it shoot better.
I forgot about that scene. That was great.
Yeah, I think that was actually the best scene of the episode, in my opinion.
Yes, that was very funny.
I liked it even more than meeting Ashley.
I can't believe I did. Go ahead.
No worries. I think it was better than the meeting Ashley scene, but only because it was funnier in my mind. Yeah. But the Ashley scene is going to probably play some importance in comedy for the remainder of the season, because I think Alexis and Ashley are going to have a couple more scenes where Castle barges in and makes a fool of himself or something of that nature, and it'll be funny when it happens.
I think it would be fun if they did an episode where it was a rivalry between who's more fun, Castle or Ashley. And Nico, you want to tell everyone what's going down next week? I think everyone kind of obviously knows, but there is a slight announcement you got to make in there.
Sure. Next week's episodes will continue our pattern of reviewing the TV shows that we are talking about today. However, next week will not include Bones and Fringe, because they are going to be no new episodes until November 4th due to Fox showing the baseball playoffs and World Series.
But with those shows being off, you're more than welcome to give us speculation you have on future episodes of Bones and Fringe. Also, you can give us your thoughts on the other shows that are going on. And you can do this by visiting our website, of course, at www.acrosstheairways.com. And there you can find links to our new Facebook page. You can like us there. You can see all of our friends that support the show. And you can become a friend that supports our show as well. You can also hit up our Twitter, which is Across Airwaves. There's no the on there. Hit us up on there. Give us your thoughts on what you're thinking is going on with different shows and things like that. Also, on our Twitter page, we are planning on giving you scheduling updates so you know when there's new episodes of your shows are on during various nights during the week. Also, you can email us at acrosstheairways@gmail.com. Also, you can visit our new YouTube channel as well. Our YouTube channel is run by Michael J. Petty, one of our co-hosts during the live show, and he's put up some great and really entertaining promos advertising the Smallville live show, which occurred last Friday, as well as a great promo for our podcast in general. They're great stuff. Check them out. Also, we're planning on adding 10-minute clips of our podcast episode on that site to get more interest in our podcast. So we're doing those things, so check that out. Michael's been producing videos pretty frequently, so go check it out and watch some pretty entertaining and fun commercials. Also, if we got big events coming up, we're thinking about doing another live show. Check that page for promos for what we have coming down the pipe. So, with all that established, once again, I'm Dan Schmidt.
And I'm Nico Reifsteck.
And until next week, we'll catch you on the airwaves.
We now return to our regularly scheduled program.